Hello, welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. I'll explain all this here in just a couple of minutes. It is a very chilly and snowy day. I'm out here in the doghouse though, and I'm warm, so let's get to it and let's see what's going on the channel, shall we?
Welcome to Morning Coffee.
Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning
Bagel.
again. No wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean,
And then
holy
they
cow. I always had a schmear. A schmear.
He's probably going for bagels. He's trying to steal.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
Today we're going to skip the shout out. Sorry about that. I have been watching a lot of YouTube. I've been watching a lot of other stuff, but nothing really new. So we're just going to skip by that this week, and we'll give someone else a shout out next week. I'm back, and I have some, I think the company is called Boyd's Coffee. It's their French roast, and it's actually pretty darn good. Ooh, yeah, that is good. Ooh, well, sorry about last week, folks. I haven't been really ill. I'm being badly, really bad, in years. Before COVID, I was fortunate enough to miss out on contracting COVID, one of the few people, and still to this day, I don't believe that I've had it. Any symptoms that, I just haven't had it. And I haven't been really sick like I used to get back when I worked. Now, remember when I worked my career, I was in schools all the time. So I was around a lot of germs. But since I've retired, haven't been very ill. And even though I've had the grandkids here, and sometimes they get sick, and my kids, and sometimes they get sick, I've been pretty darn lucky. But not last week. We had like 3 different bugs going on around here, and I believe it was norovirus that I caught, and so it was a miserable 3 days. But fortunately, got on the mend pretty quick, got back to my modeling really quick, and that's the most important part. And well, here we are. So let's kind of look into what's going on at the current moment. The last show that we did was the Kit Hoarder Stash this last week, where we looked at some more Warhammer figures. This was a little bit older set that I got. These Hellblasters, I want to say they were a 2019 release, maybe 20, I don't know. I'd have to look again and see. But I've been picking up a couple of sets that were manufactured in the 20-teens. They're more than 5 years old, and it's pretty obvious that their molding technique has changed a bit. The lines that you have to remove, there's a lot more pronounced on these older kits. I don't know, just it wasn't the same quality that I've been building recently. They still build up quick. And those Hellblasters, I've got them built. I got them mostly painted. But there's a lot of little details that I got to finish up on them before I show them to you guys. But they were a fun one to do. So we had that show this week. We won't be doing a Kit Hoarder Stash now this upcoming week. We'll do it again in 2 weeks. So there you go. The last show we had, I built that Sanguinary Guard, which painting that gold armor was fun. Yes, it was. It was fun. But it was easy, is kind of what I'm getting at, is I found a good color that I liked. I've got 4 or 5 different spray cans of gold, and I tried different ones to see what I really liked, and that was the one I chose. I didn't want to expose you guys to all that process of, let's see which one we try. But it was a whole lot cheaper than buying that can of Retributor armor spray from Games Workshop, which is 31 bucks a can. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't even pay that for automotive paint. I mean, that was like, wow, that's real expensive. So there's other ways to paint, like gold armor and whatnot. I've had some great feedback from some guys who shared with me how they do it. I have come up with a new system for brush painting that I'll share with you guys one of these days, because I've got more I got more gold dudes to paint. Dante comes to mind. Just recently painted Dante, as a matter of fact, and I did that with a brush. So we'll kind of show you guys, how I did that at some point in time. But the point being is, I'm still having a lot of fun with these. I finally laid out my my army on the table to see where I was at. And when I did this, a couple of things happened. I was able to see where I had too many soldiers, where I didn't have enough. It was very helpful, even more so than having it on pencil and paper and in my mind, being able to actually see them lined up. So I'm kind of sticking to what's called the Codex, which is your rule book for these Blood Angels. And the squads are supposed to be 10, not completely, not totally, but pretty much 10-man squads. There's 20 squads, but the first 10 are really your battle squads, and the other 10 are your reserve units behind those squads. So my main focus has been to get these first 100 done, plus the hierarchy that goes with it, like the captain, apocrypher, things like that, the sanguinary guard. So I did count the other day. Now, just so you guys know, I am on day 99. Tomorrow will be day 100 since I started my Warhammer journey. So I've only been doing this 100 days. Built my son's, not built, but painted my son's Tyranids, painted his Ultra Breeds that he had, and then I've worked on building my own army. And so I'm at 108 figures of mine that I finished, plus what I've done for him in those 100 days. So I feel pretty good about that. Now, my figures aren't finished. They are playable, but they aren't finished. There's a couple of groups that I need to still paint some of the red on, or some of the black, some of the details. But it was kind of neat to be able to see 1 through 10. And what's also helpful is I started doing the decals, and I found a new tool for decaling that I'm going to share with you guys soon. I mean, it's new to me. I've never seen it used before, but it's awesome. And so I want to share that with you guys here coming up in a few weeks. But I went ahead and put the decals on so I could get each squad labeled, so I knew what they were, because they have their own squad insignias, that type of thing. And it made it a lot easier, to organize them and see what I still needed to build. So with that said, this last week, I picked up a few more kits. I finally picked up a Dreadnought, yay for me. And I have been working like a dog trying to get these painted. And here in a few weeks, we'll share with you guys the entire army. We'll kind of break it down into some individual figures. I've been learning a lot almost every day that I'm doing these, and some of the techniques and some of the specialized tools. I'm definitely getting a lot of practice in painting figures right now, which I obviously needed. So anyway, we'll be taking a look at that probably sometime this next month. But coming up for tomorrow's show, we're going to look at some more bases. I know. We're going to look at some more bases. There are some more that I've been having some real fun with. One is a set of bases that I purchased commercially and then had to paint them up. And we'll look at those. We'll look at a couple of other fun techniques that I've been doing. This is where we're going to show you the lava base that looks good. Remember, we did those lava bases that I really wasn't happy about because the crackle medium I used wasn't worth a darn. It was, yeah, in my opinion. But these you guys are going to like. I think they're really cool. I'd almost like to base a whole army with them, but I'm just having too much fun trying out different bases right now. And so some of my squads, like my heavy weapons, will have a lava base, and my snipers will have a like a temple ruin base, you know, something like that. So yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's show. We'll check that out. While I'm thinking of this, so I heard, okay, from my car peoples out there, and yes, I have not given up cars, I've not given up tanks, I've not given up that other stuff. It's just I only have so much time, and right now I'm spending it on the Warhammer figures. But it was announced, and I've seen a video of the build. Revell is coming out with a 1986 Chevy Blazer, not the GMC Jimmy that's been out, but no, a new tooled, yeah, from Revell, yay, Blazer, and it looks absolutely awesome. Mine's an 88, so it's, you know, 2 years. Guess what? It's, looking at the grill, it'll work for mine. Everything else looks good as far as you know, the year. A few little subtle differences, but not enough that most people will notice. I'm really excited to get this kit. So as soon as it comes in, we're going to be doing the review on it. I guarantee we'll be building it in that, we're going to go with that Hawaiian blue that I want to paint mine eventually, which is very similar to the color it is. It's just a little bit more, you know, shiny and pretty and deep and all that kind of stuff. With this Blazer kit, the top actually has, and it doesn't come off, but it has the fiberglass texture on it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, as you can tell. I can't wait to get my hands on that. Also, that Mustang too. You know, I've got 2 of them on pre-order. As soon as they come in, I'll get the announcement. They're already paid for. I can't wait to get into those. So we will be doing some cars coming up again soon. So now the explanation on this. What happened is, due to circumstances beyond my control, you know, kids that need more room in the house, growing grandkids, things like that. The area that I had downstairs for my office, which is great, I needed to take some of that and use for just storage for things for the family. I have a medically fragile grandson that has special equipment and really needed to get that out of the way, so, you know, it put into a storage room. What that meant is the ships came off the wall, and now I got to find a place for them. Hopefully my friend Loic will let me put them out in his display case, and then the whole world can see them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's what's going on here. That's why it's such a mess, more so than usual. But hey, life is good. We're having fun. I hope you guys are having a good winter so far. So far, the weather in Utah's been good. Down in the valley, we're getting some snow flurries today, but you know what? It's been warm, unseasonably warm for this time of year. And really, for daytime highs, we have still been at least in the 30s, if not the 40s. So, yay, we are not getting that gunky, depressing, foggy, smoggy, cold, chew the air January bucket of suck that we usually get here in Utah. It's actually been a good January so far that way. So, all right, folks, I'm going to let you go. Sorry to keep you so long. It's making up for last week, too. So we will see you tomorrow for some more basing. Thanks for joining us.